Good morning, this is Wayne Bilal with another Smart Profit Maximizing Moment. Today we're going to talk about it's not a sale until you put the money in the bank. You know, it's simple as that. People forget that. I made a sale today. No, you made a receivable today. It's not a finished sale until then. And a recent study has shown that that just about all businesses, actually the study showed a little over half of businesses are having trouble collecting receivables. I'd argue it's higher than that with smaller businesses. During good times, this is an annoyance. During bad times, this is often the quickest way to go down to the bankruptcy court, all right? So you have to concentrate. During bad times, you have to concentrate on receivables, all right? So collecting receivables requires a system. Doesn't happen by accident. It's a plan you have. And it starts before the sale even happens, okay? So I have 5 steps that you need to do before the sale even happens. 1, review the customer's ability to pay. Big companies do that with credit checks. Smaller companies probably can't afford that, don't have the time for it. I have a simple method for that. Any new customer and any large project, I require a down payment. How they handle the down payment is quite often a good indicator of how they handle everything else. Plus, a down payment lessens your exposure, recovers your costs, and speeds up your cash flow, all right? Make sure your product has value to the customer that is equal or preferably more than the cost, more than the price the customer will pay. This is one of the top reasons for slow sales. We've all been hit by that pushy salesperson who's really good, and all of a sudden you sign and you get home and you're like, not so sure about that. So we get even by taking our time paying, okay? Number 3, offer an incentive for prepaying. This can be a discount, but I'd much rather use a bonus. Get something better if you pay in advance, okay? If possible, don't deliver without receiving payment. That's not always possible, but a lot of times it is. I mean, you don't go to a restaurant, walk away and say, I'll pay you later, unless you use a debit card or, a credit card. But the restaurant's getting paid, all right? Invoice quicker. If you're selling a service, don't wait till the end of the month. Do it as soon as the work's done. Better yet, do it as soon as they say they're going to hire you. It's what I did, all right? It's what I do often. After the sale is complete, now you got different steps. All right? At every step in the collection process, remember to keep stressing the value of the service or product you delivered, all right? Don't stop selling. Remind them of the value you brought them, all right? That's one of the reasons people stop paying is they don't think they got value out of it. Number 2, call shortly after each sale to make sure they're happy with the purchase. If you have too many customers, you should at least call the largest ones, all right? Sample, it's simple as that. Don't forget, this is a great time to upsell, all right, and next level, or ask for a referral or sell an add-on product. Third part of the sale, after the sale is complete, have a system that includes some combination of calls and letters that automatically go out to any account that's past due. I'll try to go over a system I've used that always works. Remember, in bad times or good, the squeaky wheel gets paid first, okay? So, of course, remain polite, but keep stressing the value of what they received. At a certain point, 60 to 90 days, the owner should make a point to call. All right. In this call, you're doing 2 things. 1, make sure the customer really felt they received value. Make sure there's not a problem. I usually start that call with, hey, I noticed this invoice was outstanding. Was there a problem with our service, or is there something going on? If they say no, this is often, if they say yes, this is often the last place to save a customer, okay? It's also a great chance at this point to make them feel like, hey, you're a valued customer. Is there a way we can do payment terms? And if that doesn't, ask for the payment. If they, I did this backwards. Ask for the payment. If they say they can't do one now, say, look, you're a valued customer. I'd like to help you during this time when you're having trouble. Can we set up a payment schedule? Always either get a series of post-dated checks or a credit card with their permission to charge so much per week. As a last resort, offer reduced payment if the invoice is paid by a certain date. If all else fails, write it off, forget about it. I'm not a believer in going to court. It's a waste of time, and most of the lawsuits against people in the service industry in particular, especially CPAs, happen because you're suing for fees and they come up with some reason why your service sucks, so they countersue, all right? Hey, the important thing about receivables is making sure that you have a system before and after the sale to collect it, all right? Make it a priority. This is not something that should be an accident. Till next time, this is Warren Belial saying, let's make this our most profitable year ever. Thank you very much.